Hello and welcome to Shady Mountain Speedway, a place where drivers from all around come to put their skills and speed to the test. If you want that number one spot, you're going to have to earn it, one race at a time. You are watching The Grid. And welcome back for episode number 2. Let's head on down trackside and see today's matchups. Oh, and it looks like today we have an outsider looking for their shot at the grid. If you want a chance at that number 10 spot, you're going to have to go through me first. Win and you're in, lose and you go home. Let's head up to the top of the track. And oh, the Thunderbird squeezes out the victory. I guess we will have to give them a shot at that number 10 spot. Our challenger is driving a 1986 Ford Thunderbird Pro Stock. They will be taking on our number 10 spot, RIPPIN Randy, in his C7 Corvette. Both drivers are at the top of the track. Let's race. And RIPPIN Randy takes the win in the first heat. Let's switch lanes and head back to the top of the track. And oh my goodness, we have a tie. Our first ever tie on the grid. Both drivers putting down a 1.3813. Let's stay in the same lanes and head back for a rematch. Oh my goodness. Are you seeing this? Another tie. Holy cow. This, one tie was crazy and 2 in a row. Oh my goodness. All right, I think for this matchup, we are going to call this a tie. We will switch back lanes again and continue on with race number 3. And there you have it, folks. RIPPIN Randy finally puts an end to this battle, and he will keep his number 10 spot. And for our next matchup, we have Scarlet Swift, who is freshly in her number 8 spot with that GMC Cyclone. She will be taking on number 7, Billy Idol, in his E92 M3 GT car. Let's get both drivers to the top of the track for race number 1. And Scarlet Swift with the easy win here in race number 1. Man, she is really putting down some good times. Let's switch lanes and head up for race 2. Both cars are staged and ready. Let's race. And Scarlet Swift with the clean sweep again. That is 2 weeks in a row. Let's see if she can keep up this pace and keep moving up the grid. And for our next matchup, we have number 6, the Buster, who was able to defend his number 6 spot and is now looking to move up. He will be taking on Mia in her Pagani Zonda R. This is not going to be an easy matchup for the Buster in his GTR, but let's head up to the top of the track and watch these two battle it out head to head. And oh, super close for race number 1, but it looks like Mia just barely squeezes one out over the Buster. Drivers have switched lanes and are ready for race number 2. And Mia with the clean sweep. The Buster's going to have to take that R35 back to the shop and look for some mods if he wants to try to move up in the grid. And for our final matchup of the night, we have 2 heavy hitters. Number 3, Mr. Turbo, in that fast Nissan Maxima drift car, will be taking on Jimmy Von Johnson in that Ford Mustang riding on FTE wheels. Man, that thing looks fast. Both cars are at the top of the track, staged and ready. Let's race. And race number 1 goes to Jimmy Von Johnson with a very commanding victory. We'll switch lanes and head up for race number 2. Mr. Turbo really has his work cut out for him, but let's see how he fares in race 2. And a clean sweep for Jimmy. He was easily able to defend his position this week. I think next week he's going to be gunning for a chance at that number 1 spot. And that is going to do it for this week's races. Here's a little recap of our current standings on the grid. Hopefully you enjoyed this week's episode. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you next week on the track.